Erwin Blumenfeld was a German-Jewish photographer and visionary artist whose celebrated career in fashion photography spanned from his early experimentation in Amsterdam to his iconic New York years. With a self-taught approach, he pioneered a kaleidoscopic style, blending vibrant colors, abstract compositions, and surreal elements to create iconic and imaginative images. Influenced by avant-garde art movements such as Dadaism, Blumenfeld smuggled art into his commercial work, leaving a lasting impact on the fashion industry. His photographs, celebrated for their elegance, beauty, and artistry, continue to inspire and captivate audiences, cementing his position as one of the most influential photographers of the 20th century. And for those reasons, let's shine a spotlight onto Erwin Blumenfeld. Erwin Blumenfeld, a middle-class Jewish boy born in Berlin, had his life take an enchanting turn when he received a camera from his uncle at the tender age of 10. Little did he know that this simple gift would become the magical key to unlock a world of imagination and creativity. With a camera in hand, Erwin ventured into the realm of photography, capturing self-portraits dressed as the mischievous mime Pierrot, and embarking on a lifelong journey of artistic experimentation. But that was just the beginning. After serving as an ambulance driver in World War I, he found himself rubbing shoulders with none other than George Gross, a prominent figure in the thrilling Berlin Dada movement. Blumenfeld's collages, created from his own photographs and magazine cutouts, dazzled with their audacity and creativity. The stage was set for a life filled with passion, artistry, and a kaleidoscope of visual wonders. In the early 1920s, in Holland, Blumenfeld's life took an unexpected turn when he ventured into the world of commerce. He opened the Fox Leather Company, a shop specializing in handbags on one of Amsterdam's bustling shopping streets. Blumenfeld, a salesman he was not, struggled to peddle handbags in his little shop. He spent his days writing short stories until he discovered a fully equipped darkroom left by the previous occupant behind a boarded-up door in his building. He began to photograph his customers, and so became an active part of the Dutch art scene. It was in this unassuming back room that Blumenfeld's true creative spirit flourished. Customers coming in for handbags unwittingly became his subjects, and he used them as models for his photographic explorations. He skillfully manipulated the darkroom process, developing images that defied conventional norms and showcased an avant-garde flair. Blumenfeld's work began to attract attention, and soon his darkroom escapades gained more recognition than the handbags that he sold. His images displayed extraordinary tight framing, high contrast, and dramatic lighting that imbued them with a touch of devilishness. He reveled in bending the rules of traditional photographic techniques, combining double exposures, distortions, solarization, and chemical effects to create images that bordered on surrealism. In those early days, Blumenfeld challenged the prevailing notions of realistic portrayals in photography. While his contemporaries, like the renowned portraitist Auguste Sander and the photojournalist Henri Cartier-Bresson, aimed for authentic and straightforward representations of life, Blumenfeld chose to traverse uncharted territories. He sought to smuggle art into his body of work, infusing his images with a playful and imaginative spirit. During this period, Amsterdam served as the fertile ground for his artistic experiments. The city's bohemian atmosphere and the influence of Dadaist artists nurtured his creative inclinations. As he honed his craft, Blumenfeld's reputation as a photographer grew, but the leather business faced some turbulent times, ultimately leading to its failure and bankruptcy. Instead of succumbing to these setbacks, he embraced the winds of change and embarked on a new chapter of his life. A journey that would take him to new heights of artistic expression. In the whimsical dance of fate enter Geneviève Rouault, a well-connected dentist with a passion for the arts, who stumbled upon Blumenfeld's extraordinary work. She offered to showcase his mesmerizing photographs in her elegant waiting room, where they would captivate and enchant her patients. But that's not all. She also had connections to luminaries like her own father, the renowned painter Georges Rouault, and the illustrious Henri Matisse. With this divine encouragement, Blumenfeld found his calling and knew that he had to seize this golden opportunity. Without a second thought, he bid adieu to the troubles of his business and set forth on a daring adventure to the romantic streets of Paris, where he would embrace his destiny as a professional photographer. Blumenfeld's years in Paris marked a period of intense artistic exploration. His photographs broke every rule in the book. According to William Ewing, a photography specialist and curator of Verve magazine, Erwin was very proud of saying that if the instructions on the new film said never to heat it above room temperature, he would boil it. If it said never to go below room temperature, he'd throw it in the freezer. And then you'd get these strange effects on the surface. His passion for photography flourished, and he began to take on more portrait commissions, capturing the essence of artists like Henri Matisse and Georges Rouault. His encounter with Cecil Beaton, the renowned fashion photographer and designer, was a turning point in his career. Beaton was deeply impressed by Blumenfeld's images, published in French magazines like Photographie and Verve. Beaton wrote in his diary, "His merit as an artist lies in the fact that he is incapable of compromise, and although I would like him to work for Vogue, his pictures are not Vogue quality, for they are much more serious, too provoking, and better than fashion." Despite this doubt, it was Beaton who ultimately connected Blumenfeld with French Vogue, where he began to work on contract. One of his most famous images appeared in Vogue in 1939. Here we see the model balanced on the edge of the Eiffel Tower. Blumenfeld's distinctive style became evident in his work for Vogue. He deftly incorporated references to avant-garde art, subtly weaving elements of surrealism into his fashion photography. His images transcended mere fashion displays and became iconic representations of beauty and elegance. However, the outbreak of World War II brought a dark cloud over Europe, and Blumenfeld's life took a dramatic turn once again. With the Nazi occupation of France, he found himself in the internment camps of Le Vernet and Cateau due to his Jewish heritage. In 1941, with help from supporters and friends, Blumenfeld managed to flee with his family to New York City. This move marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life, one that would see him rise to unparalleled heights in the world of fashion photography. The bustling streets of New York City in the 1940s welcomed Erwin Blumenfeld with open arms, and the city's vibrant energy fueled his creative spirit. Blumenfeld's first foray into the New York fashion scene was with Harper's Bazaar, a magazine known for its cutting-edge fashion coverage. His distinctive style and artistic flair resonated with the magazine's art director, Alexei Brodovich, and soon, Blumenfeld was capturing the essence of Parisian fashion for Harper's Bazaar readers. But it was when he joined the ranks of American Vogue that Blumenfeld's creative genius truly flourished. Working closely with Vogue's legendary art director Alexander Lieberman, he found the perfect platform to showcase his talent. Blumenfeld's keen eye for color, composition, and avant-garde aesthetics found a home in the glossy pages of Vogue. Blumenfeld's images went beyond mere fashion photography. They were artistic expressions that celebrated the female form and explored the beauty of garments in a profound and imaginative way. He introduced a sense of playfulness and abstraction into his work. His encounters with Dadaists like Man Ray and surrealists like Salvador Dali left a lasting impression on his artistic sensibilities. His experimentation extended into the darkroom, where he found his greatest joy. Blumenfeld employed a plethora of techniques to manipulate his subjects, including magnification, miniaturization, doubling and the use of mirrors, textured glass, veils, netting, colored filters, and distorting lenses. One of his iconic images featured 4 gloved hands, all belonging to one elegantly accessorized woman. At first glance, the hands appeared to be separate, creating an enigmatic and captivating visual puzzle. In another shot, 5 women pose behind prism-hued panels, their dresses blending seamlessly with the colors of the partitions. Blumenfeld's ability to blend art, fashion, and visual experimentation made his work stand out, captivating audiences worldwide. While producing commissioned work for fashion houses and magazines, Blumenfeld surreptitiously infused references to avant-garde art, blurring the lines between commercial and fine art photography. He recognized that fashion photography wasn't just about displaying the latest trends. It was about creating images that transcended the moment, becoming iconic and timeless representations of beauty and style. The January 1950 Vogue cover, which stands as his most celebrated work, remains astonishing to this day for its unparalleled elegance and graphic impact. This mesmerizing composition isolates the captivating features of model Jean Patchett, her arched eyebrow, watchful green eye, crimson mouth, and beauty spot, against a pristine white background. In this ingenious portrayal, Patchett's presence transforms into that of a Cheshire cat, forever elevated to an icon of mid-century beauty and sophistication.
To me that the secret of success in any field is to have some kind of trademark, is that right?
Well, it's been that for me. My eyes and my mole, which is on the right side of my face, is my trademark. Practically the only way my mother can recognize me sometimes. Look what someone has commercialized.
Pajamas.
Yes. These are pajamas with the eye and the mouth.
As Blumenfeld's fame and reputation grew, so did the list of celebrities who graced his studio. Legendary actresses like Marlene Dietrich, Audrey Hepburn, and Grace Kelly sought out his distinctive vision to capture their beauty on film. By the 1950s, Blumenfeld had become one of the highest paid and most celebrated photographers in the world. His work was in high demand, and his images adorned prestigious magazine covers and advertising campaigns for major beauty and fashion brands. The New Yorker once described him as one of the most stylish photographers of the 20th century. Blumenfeld's New York years were a testament to his ability to marry art and commerce seamlessly. He maintained his artistic integrity while thriving in the world of commercial fashion photography, bringing him wealth, fame, and recognition. Yet, beneath the surface of his towering achievements, there was a constant tug-of-war within him, the struggle between being regarded as an artist and being labeled a commercial photographer. Blumenfeld's artistic journey had its roots in the avant-garde art scene of Berlin and Amsterdam, where he mingled with Dadaists and surrealists. His early interactions with artists like George Grosz and Man Ray left an indelible mark on his creative psyche, inspiring him to embrace unconventional techniques and experiment fearlessly with photography. This artistic inclination remained a core part of his identity, and he aspired to be recognized and celebrated as an artist. However, his success in the world of fashion photography often overshadowed his artistic aspirations. Blumenfeld's commercial success was undeniable, and his images were sought after by fashion houses and beauty giants, and his career flourished in the glamorous world of New York's fashion industry. He longed for his work to be displayed in art galleries and museums, where he believed that they truly belonged. He was conscious of the skepticism toward commercial art expressed by some of the leading contemporary art practitioners like Alfred Stieglitz and Edward Weston, and he yearned for validation from the art world. And yet, deep down, Blumenfeld resented being labeled as a commercial photographer. When selecting images for his posthumous retrospective book, My 100 Best Photographs, not a single fashion photograph made the cut. And in his autobiography, Eye to Eye, he openly expressed his disdain for the commercial aspects of his work, particularly his association with certain beauty brands. In the end, Erwin Blumenfeld's legacy stands as a testament to the complexity of mingling artistic vision with commercial success. His ability to navigate the delicate balance between art and commerce showcased his resilience and creative genius. If I could speak off script for a second, I just want to say that this video is one that I was looking forward to making from the moment that I saw Erwin Blumenfeld's photographs. And after diving into his whole story, there are so many aspects of his life and of his artistry that I'm leaving out intentionally, purely for the sake of keeping this video brief. And perhaps sometime in the future I could do a part 2 or some sort of retrospective video to go along with this one, because he had such a fascinating life, full of ups and downs. And there was this interview with Erwin's son Yorick, who went on to be a documentarian and a writer, and he talks about the perception of his father's life as being a rags to riches tale, and that's sort of a bastardized, Americanized version of his story. And based on what I could tell, he doesn't necessarily believe this to be the correct lesson from his father's story, and I know that that's pretty much the one that I painted in this video. So I just want to acknowledge that out loud. For instance, I didn't really touch upon much of his early life involving World War I, the loss of his brother, the betrayal of his mother who nearly outed him as a traitor, or his time in the internment camps. Like, the whole story of how he left the camps and made his way to New York in and of itself is such a crazy story, interwoven with happenstance and pure luck. And then beyond that, getting to work for Harper's Bazaar just days after landing in New York City, while at the same time barely speaking English. I guess I just kind of wanted to take a moment to really nail home how interesting this guy's life was, on top of how incredibly interesting his body of work is. There's always the aspect with these artists, which is the personal aspect, such as affairs they may have had or may not have been having in their marriages, and those affairs' impact on their work and their personal life. These are things that I tend to stray away from in these videos, as these videos are mainly meant to document the work. However, in Blumenfeld's life and his work, his personal life does tend to get intermingled fairly often, especially with his affairs with models and the like. But anyway, I just wanted to throw all that out there. Let's get back to the script. Even as technology advanced and the world of photography evolved, Blumenfeld's images maintained their relevance and impact. In an era where instant filters and digital manipulation became the norm, his photographs have stood as a testament to the power of traditional darkroom techniques and artistic ingenuity. His mastery of the darkroom process and his experimental approach to chemical photography set him apart from his peers and paved the way for a new generation of photographers to explore the medium. Blumenfeld's keen eye for color and composition also set him apart as a visionary in the fashion world. His kaleidoscopic photographs, full of vibrant hues and dynamic patterns, pushed the boundaries of what fashion photography could be. He embraced color as a means of expression, creating images that were not just advertisements for clothing, but were works of art in their own right. As the world looks back on Erwin Blumenfeld's life and work, the impact of his photographs and his artistic legacy becomes clear. His images continue to adorn the pages of fashion magazines, the walls of galleries, and the collections of art enthusiasts. In almost every way, Erwin Blumenfeld was a triumph in the world of fashion photography. From his humble beginnings as a self-taught photographer in Amsterdam to his iconic years in New York, he navigated the intricate landscape of art and commerce with self-assurance. As we view his work, we are transported to a world where imagination and beauty collide. His photographs are a testament to the power of art to transcend time and space, to touch the hearts of people across generations, and to leave an indelible mark on the history of photography. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope it has inspired you to seek out the work of Erwin Blumenfeld, or perhaps the work of other fashion photographers, and to look at their work as more than mere commercial photography. I know that I'm going to be doing the same going forward. If you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified when new videos are released. Also, let me know what artists you think I should cover next in this series. And as always, I'm going to leave this video off with some more photos by Erwin Blumenfeld, and I'll see you all next time.